Do you ever feel confused and wonder, why am I here? What is my purpose? And what is the point of all of this? Where, you live a life where you're maybe a 9-to-5 job, or you're just doing a job to just barely, meet ends and just a basic living, but you just feel so caught in that you're just so stressed and just doing sort of everyday functions of what most people seem to be able to do. They seem to be able to just go drive and do their job and push themselves and do all this stuff, but you're feeling you're just, breaking down. It just doesn't make any sense, and you're wondering, why? What is the purpose of all of this? The point? And you're looking for some purpose. You're feeling you don't know who you really are on the inside. That you've been kind of living under these expectations of pressures to do all this stuff. Well, I want to talk about that a little bit today. This is happening for a lot of reasons, and it's happening to a lot of people, where their life is just breaking down. It's just not making sense anymore, and they're asking these questions. Why am I here? What's the point? What's the purpose of all of this? There's got to be something more. Well, if we grew up and we were told, you're so-and-so, this is your name, and you need to do this, you need to do that, and we feel something, and it's like, well, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't feel that, you need to feel this way, or feel that way, and maybe we're not supported in what we feel, maybe we don't get the attention we need, or maybe we get the wrong kind of attention, but we just kind of push aside who we really are. We never really cultivate, or we're never really encouraged to really build a sense of who we are, because our parents, maybe they raise us in a way, or school and friends, and sort of pushed us to be something that we're not, because they never really understood that maybe we're different than them, and we don't look at life the same way as them, and we're not them, so we can't be treated the way they were treated when they grew up. But this happened anyway, and then we grew up and we sort of got pushed into this world where we just don't fit in, and we tried to make things work, but they just keep breaking down and breaking down and breaking down. Well, I've been there myself, and it took a lot of years of moving through all this breaking down and breaking down these old parts of myself where who I was, these identities of who I was, all the things I learned, all the experiences that I had and what I was told who I was, the family I grew up in, that starting to realize that's really not who I am. And I started to feel confused, and I started to feel, this is why I always felt that way, that I never fit in, that I always felt different, or something was wrong, because it is wrong. And it just trying to, go to a job 9 to 5. Every single day we're supposed to put on this, happy face. We're supposed to be a certain way at a certain time of day. And then at a certain time of day, it's lunchtime, we're supposed to eat right then. Our body's just supposed to, be ready to eat right at that point in time. Well, that's not how our bodies work. That's not really how life works. That, we're trying to make life be a certain way and control it with that. But we don't ever feel good with trying to control those situations, because we don't feel at a certain time of day, we feel we're being unauthentic. We feel we're lying, putting on a face, or maybe we need to take it easy this day. Maybe we feel like we can push more, but we just keep breaking down and breaking down and breaking down, trying to fit this system that doesn't work for us. So ultimately, we got to get really clear on who we are and what matters to us in life. And we need to carve out the time. And if we don't have the energy to do that, we need to really spend more time carving out the energy if we don't feel we have the energy to do it. Because that's telling us how important it is. And if we sit every day and just sit and be with how we feel, and start to notice how much we get pulled away in our thoughts, this conditioning, this subconscious babbling that goes on in our head all the time, we'll start to notice how much we beat ourselves up, how we don't feel that good about ourselves, how we don't feel good about life, how we're in this confusion. And so if we sit, we take the time every day to sit and breathe, be with what we feel. Go through your body sensations, follow your breathing. You'll get pulled off 1,000 times into your thoughts. And you'll feel, this is really hard, this is bringing up a lot of stuff. I don't want to do this, I got stuff to do. Keep doing it. 5 minutes a day. maybe twice a day, morning and evening. Sit, focus on your breathing, be with what you feel. And as you start cultivating the muscles of a bit more awareness, a bit more presence, you'll start to notice how much your thoughts pull you off. You'll start to notice the part of you that's noticing that, the bigger part of you, the essence of who you are, and your purpose in life, the true authenticity of who you really are. You'll start to find that. You'll start to build a sense of self from that. And as you start being with your body, feelings, and sensations, doing this for maybe a month, well, that will start to help you to be with what you feel, to create self-acceptance. And once you accept what you feel, you'll start to understand what your feelings are communicating to you. They say no to this. They say yes to this way. They say do a little more of this, do a little less of that. They start pulling you in directions that's cultivating a sense of self. This part of you will say, speak up, say no, don't do that. Or speak up and say, I need to do this. This is what I need, and that's that. We'll notice where we get pulled into codependencies and expectations for others when we give ourselves away. But we can't notice that if we're not aware. How can we find out our purpose if we're living a life unauthentically and we're always feeling unhappy and caught in our head? We need to get back into our body, into our heart, to really get clear about where we are on the inside. And as we start being with what we feel on the inside, that'll start cultivating a sense of self, a sense of accepting ourselves, a sense of understanding ourselves, a sense of loving, appreciating ourselves. Once we start seeing ourselves and understanding ourselves, we'll then start to know what to do with what we feel, and our purpose will start shining through in everyday life and everything we do. We'll start getting excited to pursue a different direction. We'll start maybe training somewhere else or doing something else. We'll start letting go of what we're doing, or we'll start meeting what we're doing in a very different way. Now, I've got a program here on YouTube that can really help you to do this work, really, because this is challenging work. It's hard work, and knowing how to do it is the most important part. And if we start doing the practice and then we don't know how to do it and we just give up, things happen and we just don't know what to do with those feelings and we just give up and we go back into the same old unhappiness. And so this is free, there's no sign up required, and there are 6 videos that'll help you through sequentially, step by step, from a foundation working up. It's a self-help series, mindfulness series, and the link's down below in the description. And I suggest you go there because it'll walk you through the steps of how to do this, and you will find your purpose through this series. Just do the work and take that time to get to know your real inner self. Because if you don't get to know your real inner self and be with your body, how can you then know what your purpose is? Because your purpose is calling to you through your feelings. But if you're pushing them down and living a life that you're unhappy about, you're really not being with what you feel, and your purpose you'll never find it. So my name is Arnie Peterson from Awareness and Health. I'm a mindfulness-based counseling hypnotherapist in Victoria, BC, and I work with people online in person with this kind of stuff, and I help them quite a lot to go through this spiritual journey and to move through all kinds of emotional challenges and to build self-esteem and self-confidence and a solid sense of self. So if you like this video, give it a like and share it, pass it along. Go to my YouTube channel and subscribe if you'd like to, because I keep putting on a lot more of these videos. But other than that, I wish you a wonderful day, rest of your day, and remember the links in the description for that self-empowerment series. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.